everyone. My name is Zach Burks. I'm the VP of Client Success with Predictable Profits. I finally found some time with Charlie to ask him some questions. We're going to be launching a new marketing segment for you called Marketing Minute. We're going to give you some tips and insights on how to grow your business. Today we'll be selling through serving. And so let's just jump right in. Charlie, thank you for joining us today.
Awesome, Zach. Always a pleasure to be here.
So Charlie, tell me a little bit more about selling through serving. What does that mean to you? And we can kind of go from there and build off of that topic.
So today's consumer is a little different than it was years ago. Years ago, companies had all the power. So you'd walk into a store and you'd speak to a salesman, and the salesman would then tell you everything you need to know about a particular product or service. Today is a little bit different. We know that consumers right now are doing their homework. They're going on the internet. They're looking at review sites. They're gathering information to find the answers to a few different questions. Number one, they want to make sure that they're making a smart decision. Number two, they want to know why you and not somebody else that they're going to do business with. And also, they want to be able to know that they can trust you. And so one of the interesting things about selling through serving is that Chet Holmes, a genius sales expert, has this pyramid that he built, where he was able to identify that only 3% of your market are actually interested in buying right now. Beyond that 3%, 6 to 7% of that market, they're open to it, and then 30% of your market at that point on they're actually they're not thinking about it right now, but if you put it within the right context and you share this information with them, then they're more apt to buy. Simple example would be, say you're a carpet cleaner and I might get my carpets clean, and that's the end. I get my carpets clean and I think, okay, that's fine, but I also have a dog. Selling through serving is coming back to your client and saying, hey, did you know that with a dog, they come in the house and they bring in a certain amount of germs, that they have, that there's different mites, that there's this and that, with children crawling all over the carpet. So you're actually serving them by providing them some information that would then incentivize, motivate another purchase.
Sure.
Furthermore, one of the things that we find interesting is that when you look at selling through serving, 61% of the consumers in the entire marketplace have agreed that content and information that you provide, whether it's through a webinar, whether it's through a video like this, whether it's through a white paper, a special report, whatever it might be, a blog, that 61% of the consumers, whether it's B2B or B2C, have said that that has influenced part of their purchase decision. I mean, whether you're going to buy a camera or you're going to buy a lawyer or figure out, or hire a lawyer or whatever it is, you're doing your homework, you're doing your research to make sure you're making a smart decision. And as a result, you put out quality content, your conversion rate's going to be higher, both on a consumer point as well as for leads.
Okay,
so,
and when do you think that transition or that shift in the mindset started happening of consumers?
When I started was 2010.
Okay.
So the internet's been around for a long time, but in 2010, that's when people became dependent on the internet for information.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really saw things change.
And so how do you think businesses today can improve how they're serving through selling by using what you just said in terms of providing value first? And where is like the gap of how can they get better?
See, there's a concept that's called results in advance. And so what you want to be able to do is understand, we call this a growth factor question, right? Understand, what your results, the ultimate results are that your customer or client want. And then you ask the question, what can I do to provide them with a greater advantage, a greater value, a greater benefit, a gretter experience to get them closer to their ultimate result? And part of that is in understanding what their problem is and being able to provide quality information. Again, whether that's in a white paper, whether that's in a webinar, an on-demand webinar, video, blog, article, whatever that might be, in order to help them from where they are right now and then move them down the road to get them closer to that ultimate result. It may start with, if somebody is going to purchase a TV, provide them with information, be the expert, the trusted authority, the leader. They're looking for information, trying to find the best television. Provide a guide, video, whatever it might be, to help them understand what to look for in a television. Or if you're a B2B printer, tell them what's the best way to place an order for saving money in your print costs, or whatever it might be. Offer tips, strategies, guidance.
Okay, and what would you say? Does this impact how businesses would look at certain customers or prospective customers? And what I mean is, if it's not a good fit, would you say You know, because there are obviously going to be better customers or the right customers, right? Is what you're saying kind of factor into that? You know, serving by selling and working to find the right customer and ensuring that you're providing them value.
That's a
Because
good
I think
point.
that I think oftentimes you have the, you know, the old school mentality of always be closing ABC or sell ice to Eskimo, right? And so how do people or how can companies find that right customer and be sure that they're providing value to that right customer?
You just actually hit the nail on the head with selling ice to an Eskimo, and I'll turn that around and ask you, why is selling ice to an Eskimo the wrong thing to do?
Well, I know from experience in trying to sell to just anybody, right? There's no relationship there. There's no trust. And that's kind of what you're talking about with in 2010 when everything changed as far as consumers being the ones in power. If you don't have that relationship or trust, then they're naturally not going to want to do business with you. And it's not as easy to go back to the well and get some water if you're burning customers left and right.
Right, exactly. And so when you're selling ice to an Eskimo, you're selling the right product to the wrong customer because the Eskimo doesn't need the ice, right? So the right product to the wrong customer. And when you're dealing in a world and environment where people are looking up reviews, the world has gotten smaller because there's information everywhere through social media and whatnot. You can't afford to sell the right product to the wrong customer. The other key point that you mentioned too was you highlighted value. And so by creating quality content, you also increase the perceived value of the product and service you're offering. You're illuminating, sharing, and educating the consumer on the value of doing work with you. That also helps to identify the right prospect by taking the focus away from price and putting it towards the value of what it is that you're offering.
Okay, yeah, that's a good answer. So if one of your clients were to come to you and say, "Hey, Charlie, you know, how can I better serve my customers through, or you know, sell to them through serving?" What is like that one tip that you would say? I mean, you touched on it with the growth factor question. Is that something that you would reach out to your clients or anybody watching this video and how they can, you know, input this today?
Well, ultimately, you have to be able to understand what the ultimate result is, the people that you are trying to serve. And when you understand their problem and can articulate a way to be able to help them solve that problem by delivering results in advance, one step in front of the other, one step in front of the other, getting them closer to that ultimate result. That's what you're looking for. When you're selling through serving, you understand what's their problem, what is their ultimate result, and then all selling is trying to fill in that gap.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day. One of the people that you and I know we both really admire and enjoy is Andre Chaperone, and he talks about that as, you know, really understanding the pain of your prospective customer and the goal that they want to get to, and how you can help them get there. You know, what's the ultimate end goal that they want to get to, and how you can help them get there.
Absolutely, my man. Absolutely.
Okay, so that should wrap up our marketing minute for today. For more marketing tips and actionable advice, please visit predictableprofits.com, and we look forward to hearing from you.